Gang, what's poppin', man? Welcome back to Let's Talk Everything 414 podcast. Y'all already know who I am. I am the host, Carnage Slaughter, of course. And y'all already know what's poppin', man. I had to hit y'all up this morning with a live. You feel me? I had to go live. I had to because this is how intelligent some of us has been for years. You know what I'm saying? For decades. And once we find out that, we've been this intelligent gang, once we find this out, it's gonna be something that gonna be amazed by. You're gonna be marveled by because not too many people know that their body hold intelligence as it does. You feel me? And I be trying to let people know all over the world, gang. I ain't gonna lie to you. I be trying to let so many people know, like. So what I did was, I wrote a little book myself. You feel me? I wrote a little book. Yes, I did. Hey, and don't hate, because I know a lot of y'all haters out there will definitely hate. But your boy stay booked right now. I don't care what it takes, what I gotta do. You feel me? Where I gotta go in life, because where I'm going is not where you're gonna be headed. You know what I'm saying? And the title of my book is on Amazon. It's on eKindle. For those of y'all that want to go watch it, you feel me? You can read it. You can go check it out. I'm gonna show y'all the cover. You feel me? How to speak to the universe, right? See that? Unlocking the language of cosmic connection. Who's that's by? Written by Alfonso Whitelaw. Of course. You hear me? Yes. And I got 10 chapters in here, man. You feel me? 10 chapters in this book. And I'm proud of myself. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm proud of myself, man. I'm definitely proud of myself. It ain't nothing like when you see yourself creating, because once you recognize that we are the creators, once you recognize that, gang, you're going to be better off in life. You're going to stop wishing and hoping. You see, life, when you live in life, it's not about wishing and hoping. Not at all. It's about knowing. You know what I'm saying? And when you know, you exclusive. You feel me? So I'm going to give you all a little introduction to this book of mine that I created. Like I said, it took some time and, I did my thing. I had to do my thing. So let me give myself a round of applause. You hear me? A fucking round of applause. So a little bit about this book, right? The introduction is how to speak to the universe, unlocking the language of cosmic connection. Because a lot of people, they have these emotions, they have these energetical frequencies and vibrations that they feel. You know what I'm saying? At certain times of the day, certain times of the month, certain times of their life. And they don't know how to explain it. They don't know how to process it. Processing it is one of the easiest things. All you got to do is sit back and let it take course, let it take place. That's it. So the universe is not distant. You feel me? It's not. It is not mute. It is not separate from you. It is speaking always. And the voice it uses is the same voice that whispers within your soul. You feel me? So we stand at a unique precipice in human evolution, the awakening of conscious communication between the individual and the infinite. The long perceived boundary between self and cosmos is dissolving, not in theory, but in direct live experience. You feel me? This book is your initiation into that sacred conversation. A lot of y'all be scared to get initiated into these sacred conversations. You feel me? So I'm gonna keep going. You are not merely in the universe, you are the universe, expressing itself as an individualized point of awareness. What you believe to be you is a facet of an infinite intelligence, encoded with the same cosmic essence that ignites stars, harmonizes galaxies, and animates life across dimensions unseen and seen. You feel me? So you got to understand that some of the greats was using this knowledge. The greatest illusions humanity has accepted is that the universe is external, indifferent, or inaccessible. This illusion is now crumbling under the weight of higher knowledge, from the mystics of ancient Egypt and the yogis of the Himalayas to quantum physics, you feel me, and quantum physicians probing the fabric of space and time. A truth continues to emerge. You hear me? So this book that I wrote is going to give y'all a clear understanding of what I'm talking about, right? So let's be clear, man. The universe is already speaking to you. You've simply forgotten how to understand it. And I'm going to help y'all understand that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a dive into chapter 1. You know, y'all already know how I go for me early morning. My kids up, they getting ready for school. Mm-hmm. Protein going on. Big shake this morning. I have to wake up and do it healthy. Always, man. Even though I'm still smoking these cancer sticks, y'all. I gotta kill them though. Stress kills. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go right into the first chapter, right? Let me get this mic right. We're gonna go into the first chapter. You know, and I want to make sure the mic right. It ain't bumping nothing, because I got the phone against the mic. So chapter 1, gang, and this my first chapter. I ain't gonna read y'all my whole book. If you want to go check out my book, you feel me? I already told y'all where to go. Go on Amazon, Kindle. You can read my book for free if you sign up for Kindle Unlimited, or you can purchase my book for $9.99. You know, you can purchase my book for $9.99, like I said, or you can go read it free. You know, it's nothing but some of the truest information within it, you know, and I ain't sugarcoat nothing. I ain't hide nothing. You know, I ain't ducking my taco on this one. So chapter 1, man, the universe as consciousness, right? As above, so below. And I might want to move this off the mic because I don't want no discrepancies. You hear me? I don't want no discrepancies. Move this over. As above, so below. I'm a little blind. I got to bring it close, y'all. Right? As above, so below. So from the earliest civilizations to the most advanced, to the most advanced corners of modern science, a singular question has persisted. Is the universe alive? You know, so many people ask that, is the universe alive? Well, what you think? You tell me if you think it's alive, right? Beneath the veil of stars, atoms, and time, humanity has felt intuitively and intellectually that the cosmos is not a cold, dead machine, but rather a conscious, living presence, which is true. This chapter is your gateway into the understanding, and we finna understand all that. The eternal intuition, consciousness beyond the brain. So long before neural scans and microscopes, ancient mystics peered into the heart of being and perceived consciousness not as a byproduct of the brain, but as a foundational reality. Indigenous tribes, I always butcher that word, Vedantic seers and Egyptian priests understood the universe as a sentient organism, aware, responsive, and infinitely interconnected. The stars weren't merely burning gas, they were celestial beings. Rivers were not just water, but the lifeblood of Mother Earth. Trees were not wood, they were ancient listeners. You feel me? Across the world, the idea emerged again and again. The universe is not separate from you, it is you. And so many times we tell people, when you speak into existence certain things. You feel me? You manifest into existence certain things, you know, that's been deep inside of you, that's very deep within inside of you. And you got to understand it. The panpsychism, the mind, and all things. Now I might be butchering this word, but we're gonna get through it. One of the most compelling modern echoes of ancient wisdom is the theory of panpsychism. The view that consciousness is a fundamental feature of all matter. In this view, even subatomic particles carry a rudimentary form of awareness. This doesn't mean a quark thinks like a human, but rather that it experiences existence in a way proportionate to its complexity. Everything is alive in its unique way, which it is. You feel me? The panpsychism bridges the gap between spirituality and science, offering a model in which the universe itself could be seen as a conscious whole, each part communicating with the others, each observer affecting the observed, which is true. The holographic universe, you are the whole miniature. The holographic principle suggests that the entire universe may be like a cosmic hologram, where each part contains the whole, just as every fragment of a hologram reveals the entire image when illuminated. Every being, including you, carries the full blueprint of the universe within. You know, and to some of y'all, that's hard to believe. For some of y'all, that's quite hard to believe, because I got some people telling me that the universe ain't real. You feel me? That the universe don't control nothing. Look, you got to understand there's a lot of things in the world that work off frequencies, right? Yes, there's a lot of things in the world that work off frequencies. Once you learn which frequencies is which, which how to work them, and you know what I'm saying, how to manipulate them, you'll be better off. You'll be better off. You got to hurry up out of there. So let's continue, right? Let's go deeper. This is not a metaphor, it is physics. Experiments in quantum mechanics and black hole theory suggest that information is not lost but stored at the boundaries of space. Reality as we know it may be projected from a higher dimensional field. You, as a conscious being, are a projection of the whole, yet still wholly part of it, right? So that means the universe that we live in, gang, we part of its conscious. You know what I'm saying? We part of the DNA. You know what I'm saying? We part of the shaping of our reality. You know, definitely once we perceive it, it all depends on how you perceive it. A lot of y'all, you perceive your life as bad, negative, fear. You know what I'm saying? You living in scarcity. And if you perceive a life like that, gang, that's what reality giving you. That's what reality gonna give you every time. I can't lie to you. You know what I'm saying? Studying these studies from the ancients, it teach you this. You feel me? And it's a lot to deal with energy and emotions too. I understand that. So consciousness and quantum mechanics. In quantum physics, particles exist in probabilities until observed, at which point they collapse into a definite state. This is known as the observer effect, and it implies that observation plus consciousness awareness plus shapes equals shapes the physical world. And that's true. So basically meaning after you observe something in your world, in your reality, from your perception, and you got conscious awareness of it, it tends to shape. It tends to start taking form and shape depending on how you perceive it, depending on the perception of, you know, how you're looking at it, and the conscious awareness of your perception. It starts to shape the physical world. So the implications, your consciousness is not just a passive witness, it is an active participant in the creation of reality. This aligns with spiritual teachings that affirm you create your reality. Scientists catching up to what sages have known for millennia. You feel me? So many people, so many ancient people with wisdom and knowledge knew this stuff. They knew these passages. You know what I'm talking about? It took time to study this type of shit. It took time to study it and unveil it. See, a lot of times when they was trying to teach certain people these teachings, gang, they didn't believe it. A lot of people wouldn't believe in these teachings. A lot of people was thinking it was bullshit. They push it to the side. They don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't think it be bullshit. A lot of times it don't be bullshit. You gotta understand that. You gotta understand that, gang. We're gonna keep going though, right? We're gonna keep going. The universe as a living field. If consciousness is everywhere, then the universe is not a container. It is a field of awareness. And like any living intelligence, it responds. The energies you emit through thought, emotion, and intent ripple into the field and return to you in patterns we often call synchronicities. You feel me? So many people wonder why they go through what they go through. Well, you go through what you go through because, gang, the emotions, the thoughts, and you know what I'm saying, the things you feel and the intent that you have with these emotions and thoughts, they ripple through the universe field. They ripple through the field and they cause a change. They cause a shape in reality. Maybe one that you wanted, maybe one you did not want. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. Ain't no telling, but I know a lot of y'all don't understand why you go through certain things, because whatever your intentions is and your thought process and the patterns and your emotions and you know the way you thinking and why you thinking it, you emit that through the field. You know, you emit that, and it's called synchronicity. So now you got things coming your way that you possibly didn't think was gonna come your way, but now it's happening. When you think a thought, it's not isolated. It interacts with the field. When you feel deeply, the universe listens. This is not poetic fluff. It is vibrational reality, gang. Microcosms and macrocosms. You are the universe in human form. Know thyself, and you will know the universe and the gods, said the sages of old. You are not simply in the universe. You are a living cell within its body. Your DNA, brain waves, electromagnetic field, and emotional currents mirror cosmic structures. Neurons branch like galaxies. The Fibonacci sequence repeat in flowers and hurricanes alike. The universe did not make you separate from itself. It expressed itself as you. This recognition unlocks the most profound truth of all. You can speak to the universe because you are the universe. You know, you can speak to it because you are it. And if you're ready for something in life, you got to speak it to the universe. But one thing you can't do, you can't trick the universe. It can't be tricked. The only person you can trick is yourself. That's the only person you're going to trick. You can't trick the universe, so you can speak to it. But the thing is, I think a lot of y'all speak negativity into the universe. You speak bad wishings into the universe. You speak a lot of bad dealing. You speak bad karma. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you receive back. I can't lie to you. That's honestly what you receive back from the universe. So divine communication, a two-way mirror. How does the universe speak? Through symbols, sensations, impulses, and signs, dreams, and synchronicities. But the first step to hearing is accepting this truth. It speaks at all. When you meditate, when you set intention, when you tune into love, gratitude, awe, or stillness, you amplify your receptivity. You become a clear channel. You stop shouting and start listening. And when you listen, the universe responds, not in language, but in alignment. You feel me? The universe mirrors your inner state. If you dwell in fear, it magnifies confusion. If you live in love, it opens doors. If you embody trust, it orchestrates miracles for you. And I know so many people around the world that don't believe that, but it happens. Trust and believe me, it happens. So gang, let me continue with this, right? Excuse me. So, reawakening the intuitive mind. Oh, let me turn the camera back off. I'm gassed up. Right? Modern life numbs our connection to this cosmic awareness. Constant stimulation, digital distractions, fear-based systems, they drown the inner voice, which is true because a lot of times we always in our phones. A lot of times we always distracted by games. We on computer games. We looking at some other bullshit that don't matter. These social media sites, these drama-filled network TV shows, they keep us distracted, right? Then a fear-based system is like the news. If you notice, the news always reports something negative. The news barely report anything good. Want me to tell you why? They don't want those good receptors going off in your head. They don't want those popping off in your head. You got clothes? You gotta get clothes. You gotta get clothes. Yeah, gang, they don't want that. You hear me? They don't want that. They don't want the goodness. They don't want you to be consciously aware of positivity around you. You feel me? So they show you 75% of negativity. They show you all the killings. They show you all the drug dealings going on. They show you all the school shootings. They show you all the kidnappings that took place. You hear me? And then they leave you sad. They leave you depressed. They leave you scared to venture your community. They leave you scared and nervous about going out there in the world that you are from. You know what I'm saying? Around people that is just like you in a jungle that you can adapt to, that you done adapted to already, right? This is what goes on. But the intuitive mind is not gone. It waits patiently behind the noise. When you learn to feel instead of just think, sense instead of analyze, and trust instead of control, you shift into alignment. You begin to remember a language older than speech. You begin to remember that you have never been alone. You feel me? And a lot of people forget that. A lot of people forget. That's why they be so nervous going to situations. That's why some people, they lose their life. I hate to say it because in certain situations, all you got to do is remain calm. All you got to do is remain calm, relaxed. You feel me? Stay focused. You feel me? Hold your energy about yourself and you'll make it out. Guaranteed. You feel me? So I feel like once you recognize that you ain't alone, that your higher self and your ancestors has been with you all this time. You feel me? All these years you've been traversing in the world, you feel a little better. So I'm gonna give y'all some practices for living in unity consciousness, right? Here are a few ways to deepen your experience of the universe's consciousness. Mindful observation. Watch nature as if it were speaking to you, because it is, right? Heart coherence. Breathe deeply. Focus on your heart and feel gratitude. This shifts your frequency and attunes you to the field. See, what you got to do is you got to start feeling gratitude and tuning into the field of love. Because once you tune into the field of love, it opens doors to receive. You feel me? It opened doors to receive. That's an ancient technique that a lot of people don't know nothing about. Okay, intentional silence. Spend time in quiet awareness each day. The less you speak, the more you hear. Dream journaling, and it's a good one. You hear me? Record symbols and patterns. Dreams are dialogues. And ask sacred questions. Ask the universe something meaningful before sleep or meditation, then wait for answers. Often the answers come subtle, symbolic, or felt. You feel me? Usually when you ask the universe, cosmic question or, a sacred question, the answers come to you in the weirdest ways. It'll be a symbolic ass message, a metaphoric ass message. You feel me? Or you'll feel it. You know what I'm saying? You feel the chills, or it'll be subtle. You know what I'm saying? And that's the truth. Okay, so we're gonna touch on these final truths of chapter 1. You know what I'm saying? The final truths of chapter 1, gang. Let me tap in with y'all. Okay. The final truths of my chapter 1 that I wrote in my book, so don't forget. You are not isolated. You are a node in conscious living universe, right? Your awareness influences reality. So the more you are aware of things, whether negative or positive, it influences the reality around you. Some of y'all do things and be unaware of what you're doing out here. You know what I'm saying? You be unconscious of what you're doing. You're unconscious of the fact that the thing you're doing is hurting somebody, is harming somebody. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be more aware of that right there alone. The universe is not only around you, it is within you. And the moment you start knowing that, you'll stop doubting the universe, and you'll start believing in your power. You'll start believing in, your intuitive self. You'll start believing in your higher self. And a lot of people out here, they scared to believe in their higher self. I think the reason they scared because they don't want to go farther than what they already is. They scared to climb that ladder, right? Some people scared to get good. They scared to turn great. They scared to be great. They scared. Okay, so smoke time over. Anyway, camera back on. Let's go. So communication is not a one-way plea. It is a co-creative dance. So to speak to the universe is not to beg or wish. It is to remember your origin, your essence, and your innate power. Because a lot of y'all forgot the innate power in yourself. You forgot your origin. You forgot your essence. You forgot that you are the creator, the manifester. So we're going to move into chapter 2 of my book. Like I said, if you want to read my book, you can go to Amazon, e-Kindle, and you can sign up for Kindle Unlimited, and you can read it there. And it's called How to Speak to the Universe. You feel me? The cosmic language and the connection. So chapter 2, the power of intent. Your intention is the rudder that steers your destiny. It is. Your intention is the rudder that steers your destiny. Sometimes y'all got evil intentions. And if you got evil intentions, you're only steering your destiny into an evil field. You're only steering your destiny down an evil path, down an evil lane, gang. And you know what you're going to receive behind that? Evil rewards. That's it, and that's all. So intention is not just a wish or hope. It is a vibrational command, a conscious declaration that sends signals into the energetic matrix of the universe. Where thought is electric and emotion is magnetic, intention is the seed that bridges the two, generating the electromagnetic blueprint of your future. To understand intention is to reclaim authorship of your life. A lot of y'all probably don't know what that means. You will never understand intention because you will never reclaim authorship of your life. You already got somebody else owning over your life. Somebody else already rule you in your life, right? Right. Somebody else got to rule you in your life. I ain't gonna lie to you, because at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of y'all, you react off emotion. You react off emotion. For real. Every action don't take a reaction. Sometimes you can sit and observe it. Sometimes you can sit and pay attention and recognize, like, yo, this don't need me to react to it, right? I don't gotta react to this. I don't always gotta, you know what I'm saying, jump, you know, because something done triggered my blood, or it got my blood boiling, that I gotta jump. And 9 times out of 10, when you jump, you're gonna jump negative. I ain't never seen nobody jump positive and try to kill nobody with facts, try to kill nobody kindly. They say kill them with kindness, and that's what you're supposed to do. But a lot of y'all be so quick to kill somebody with hurtful information, hurtful news. You know what I'm saying? You be trying to bring somebody down. But when you bring them down, you got to remember to build them back up just as much as you brought them down. So the science and spirit behind intention. The quantum physics particles behave differently when observed. This isn't random, it's a clue. Your focused attention paired with clear emotional charge begins to influence the field around you. This is not superstition. It is science pointing toward the subtle intelligence of consciousness interacting with energy. You feel me? A lot of y'all that think that's superstition. That's not, gang. That ain't. That's just the quantum physics. You feel me? That's all that is. That's the science pointing toward the subtle intelligence of consciousness interacting with energy. Spiritual traditions have long echoed this. Whether through prayer, mantra, or ritual, every mystical system is rooted in the understanding that directed focus carries power. The key difference between idle thought and activated intent lies in clarity, conviction, and coherence. For those of y'all that don't understand that, we're going to dive a little deeper into that, right? Intention is an energetic blueprint. Imagine your intention as an architect drawing, right? Every detail, the emotion, the clarity, the frequency is encoded. The universe, being a responsive builder, follows that blueprint precisely. But if the blueprint is vague or self-sabotaging, the results mirror the confusion. You hear me? This is why some affirmations or rituals don't work, because the underlying frequency is unclear or conflicted. You may say, I want love, but unconsciously believe you're unworthy of it. That incoherence transmits mixed signals. To transmit a clear signal, you must align thought, feeling, and belief, right? So if let's do an example. If you say you want love, now unconsciously, you can't believe that you're unworthy of that love. Or let's say you want to get rich. Unconsciously, you know what I'm saying? Because consciously, you know you feel you want to get rich. Unconsciously, you can't feel in the back of your mind that you're unworthy of being rich. Unconsciously, you can't feel in the back of your mind, I'll never get rich. I'm always be a bum. I'm always be broke. No, then want me to tell you what you're doing? You send in the universe mixed signals. And once you send the universe mixed signals, what it's going to do is mirror back those mixed, confused signals back to your reality. And now the only thing you're experiencing is confused situations and events, mixed situations and events. You know what I'm saying? Maybe situations and events. And don't nobody want no maybe situations. Don't nobody want no could have situations, or, you know what I'm saying, almost situations. It either got to be fully there 100%, or they either got to be 0%. Simple as that. So when you're trying to manifest something, you got to align yourself. You got to align yourself with thought, feeling, and belief at the same time. And I'm going to tell you something. It's hard for people to believe what they don't see. Nowadays, people only believe what they see. That's it. That's what's crazy. The Bible been tell you to believe in the invisible. Nowadays, people only believe in what they see, gang. They don't believe in what they don't see. They don't know about the powers of the invisible, gang. I do. You know what I'm saying? That's the manifestation. The powers of the invisible is the faith. The powers of the invisible is the intuition. You feel me? That's how when you know how you can tell somebody lying to you, gang. You just know they lying. You feel it in your gut, and then all of a sudden, when the truth come out, it was true that you was right, that they was lying. That's intuition, gang. So a lot of people, they so closed down to that because they distracted. They on their social media, they on Facebook, they on Twitter, they on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? They on Snapchat. That shit is distracting y'all. It's distracting you. It's taking you from the reality, you know what I'm saying, of what is and what ain't. And you are the universe. That's the reality. You are the universe. We all are, you know, until we become NPCs. You feel me? So purifying your intentions. Purity of intention does not mean perfection. It means removing distortion. And what distortion could be, you feel me? If you're trying to purify your intention, the distortions could be fear, ego, you know, neediness, or contradictions. Here's how. Okay. Self-inquiry. Ask yourself why you want something. Is it aligned with your highest good or driven by lack? You know what I'm saying? Is whatever you want, is it aligned with your higher self? You know what I'm saying? Is it aligned with your higher self, that business self that you want to be, that person that own houses and business and help the people all over the community of the world? Or is it driven by lack because you don't got it? You know, do you want it because, oh, I don't got it, I never had it, I feel less when I don't have it? You feel me? Okay, number two, emotional check-in. Feel the emotion behind your desire. Is it love-based, joy? And what I mean by love-based, I mean joy, freedom, inspiration. Or is it fear-based? What I mean by fear-based is lack, control, or comparison. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of y'all like to compare to each other. Oh, they got this, so I should have that. You know what I'm saying? They got this, well, I ain't got that. So now you living in fear. You that's fear-based. Or lack. Well, I ain't got enough of this, I don't have enough of that. Because I'm gonna tell you something, everybody got enough of everything. The universe blessed us with everything we need, not what we want. That's the problem. Y'all confuse y'all wants with needs. You know what I'm saying? If you think about it right now today, you got everything you need in life. A roof over your head, you got clothes on your back, even though they might not be the clothes you want. The roof over your head might not be the roof you want, but you got one. You know, you safe, you got one. You got a vehicle to get in and drive. It might not be that Benz that you want to drive. You know what I'm saying? It might not be that Hummer truck. You know what I'm saying? That Corvette, the drop top Corvette, but you got a vehicle to hop in and drive. That's transportation. You know what I'm saying? You got food on your table. It might not be the steaks that you want from Golden Corral or all the McDonald's and Wendy's you want to eat, but goddamn you me, it's something to put on your belly so you don't go starving in the middle of the night like some people. Some people going starving right now. They're going homeless. So you gotta be you gotta be aligned with, is it love-based or is it fear-based? You know, is it love-based or joy, freedom, inspiration? Is it gonna give you joy? Do you want it because it's gonna give you joy? It's gonna make you free, give you freedom? Do it inspire you to do good, positive, to help others or teach others how to be like you? In clarity practice, write your intention in one sentence, then simplify it again until it feels potent and true. A pure intention resonates like a tuning fork. You know, it reverberates through the field, right? The power of language and intention. Words are spells. And I be telling people this all the time, gang. A lot of people don't believe me when I tell them this. Words are spells. They are. What the fuck you think? These words are spells. When you say you hate somebody, that's a spell, my nigga, because they get this feeling. When you say you hate somebody, it creates this feeling in their heart and you. It creates this evil, nasty feeling, this hateful feeling. That's what it creates. You feel me? That's why we spell them. Words are spells. Why you think we got to spell them out? You hear me? Language, when spoken with awareness, activates energetic patterns. Every word carries a vibration. And I've been telling people this. Every word carries a vibration. You know, it was this Chinese guy. He wrote a word on a bottle of water, and he wrote two words, a love word and a hate word. He wrote, I hate you and I love you. The bottle he wrote, I hate you on with the black marker, it left an ugly description when it froze, because what he did was freeze the water. It left an ugly description. It was so ugly. It was, you know what I'm saying? But the bottle he wrote, I love you on, and all the other bottles he wrote beautiful words on, they left pretty beautiful snowflakes inside the frozen water. It was crazy. You know, it was crazy. But like I said, the one he wrote the hate words on, they left ugly images, like monster looking images. They left weird images. So words carry energy. Words carry energy. Trust me. So compare, I hope it happens versus I am open to receiving this now. I wish I could. And you know how most people are, I wish I could do that, versus I am ready and aligned. Use words that affirm power, alignment, and present moment truth. Avoid passivity. Oh, butchered that word so much. But anyway, let's continue. Avoid passivity and vagueness. A lot of y'all be too passivity and vague. You know what I'm saying? When you speak. So you got to avoid that, right? Let your language reflect who you are becoming, not what you fear. Because a lot of times when you speak, you don't speak things into existence. You speak it as if you're not ready for it. I hope one day I get rich. I hope I be famous one day. One day I'm going to be smart. No, you got to say it like, I am already smart. I am aligned with intelligence, or I am open to receiving this now. I am open to being super smart now. Not I hope it happens. I hope I get it right, because that sends the universe a mixed message. That sends the universe a mixed signal. And what the universe do is send you a confused, mixed event for your reality so you can perceive it and be like, damn, my life always like this. I hate my life. This always happened to me. And then it'll continuously happen. So rituals of intention. Rituals are physical containers for energetic movement. They bring the invisible into the visible world. Here are a few intention setting rituals, right? Candle invocations. And a lot of y'all ain't got to believe this, but for the ones that do, pick up on it, right? Write the notes. Okay, so light a candle, speak your intention aloud, and visualize it taking form as the flame dances. Water charging, whisper your intention into a glass of water and drink it, symbolizing internal alignment. Scripting, write a journal entry as if your intention has already manifested. Describe how you feel. Crystal grids, arrange crystals around your written intention to amplify its frequency. New moon ceremony, right? On a new moon, set intentions by fire, water, or earth. Bury them, burn them, or float them as an offering. So conscious thought forms create reality. Every intention becomes a thought form, a subtle structure in the astral or energetic plane. The more energy, attention, emotion, and repetition you give it, the stronger it becomes. Eventually, it attracts opportunities, people, and situations aligned with its frequencies. But if it's created from desperation, attachment, or resistance, it collapses or attracts distortion. You got to understand that. So your thoughts and intention becomes a thought form, a subtle structure in the astral or energetic plane. The more energy, and what I mean by energy is the more attention, the more emotion, and the more repetition you give it, the stronger it becomes. Eventually, it attracts opportunities, people, and situations aligned with its frequencies. So if you're trying to do something good and positive, the more attention to it, the more emotion to it, and the more repetition to it you give, then the stronger it becomes. Eventually, it attracts opportunities for you, people, and great situations aligned with its frequency. But if it's created from desperation because you desperate and you attached to something, you feel me? You can't break that attachment. You can't let go. Or you trying to resist something. You trying to push back. Then whatever you trying to create, when the thought form get created, it's going to collapse or it's going to attract distortion. It's going to attract evil. It's going to attract negativity. You better believe it. To create empowering thought forms, visualize clearly, feel as if it already is true, release attachment. Visualize clearly, feel as if it's already true, and release attachment. That was a line for myself right there, gang. In my own book. That's crazy. You hear me? That was a line for myself. Intent without aligned action is fantasy. To ground your intention, take one small inspired step each day. Let intuition guide your timing. Trust that your action, however subtle, moves energy. As you align action with intentions, the universe matches your movement with momentum. Trust in the unseen process. And this is what I tell people. You got to trust in the unseen. Trust in the things you can't see, because too many of y'all trust in the things you see right now, and the things you see ain't bringing you beneficial results. The things you see and looking at right now ain't bringing you the results you want or the results you need in life, because I'm going to be real with you. Your thoughts is only bringing you the results you do not need, So one of the most difficult parts of intention work is letting go of control. The ego wants guarantees, but the soul operates in trust. You don't plant a seed and dig it up every day to see if it's growing. You water it, you nurture it, you believe that it's gonna grow. Simple as that. Once you put the seed in the ground, you don't keep digging it up. So let me see if it turned into an apple tree yet. No, you let it grow, you water it, you do every step that you know you're supposed to do to that seed, and then you sit back and you be like, I can't wait till it get big. Why are you saying you can't wait till it get big? Because somewhere down the line or somewhere in your mind, you know it's going to grow. You believe that seed is going to grow. So you treat your thoughts and your intentions just like that. You treat the positive affirmations. You treat the things you're trying to manifest in life just like that, gang. That's how you do it. You feel me? Trust that the universe heard you. It is working behind the scenes. Timing is a sacred part of the unfolding. That's why they say timing is a virtue. Timing is everything, right? Final truths of chapter 2. Intention is a co-creative force, not a passive wish. Clear, coherent, emotionally aligned intentions reshape your field. Language, ritual, and feeling activate your signal. This universe responds to the frequency behind your words, not the words alone. Trust, action, and detachment allow your intention to bloom. You are not powerless. Every moment you are broadcasting your next chapter. The question is, are you doing it consciously or unconsciously? You know, that's the truth, man. And I'm gonna stop right there. That's chapter 2 of my book. You feel me? How to Speak to the Universe. Like I said, if y'all want to go read it, you can go right over there to Amazon Kindle, and you can read it for free if you sign up with Kindle Unlimited. Anyway, that's the end of my time, gang. I love y'all, man. Y'all make sure y'all tap in with your boy. I got more content coming. I'm gonna be back live stream. Y'all been acting like a biatch, and I am out. Deuces.